Hi, my name is Kathy and welcome to my channel. Today I will be leading you through a yoga sequence to assist you during childbirth. In my experience, moving during childbirth was very helpful when I was feeling deep sensations. So I'll offer you this sequence that you can use during your birth. Optional props for today: a folded blanket or a folded towel, and a small wall space. If you don't have a wall space, you can use a door or even the side of your couch or bed is fine as well. Okay, I encourage you to do this practice during your pregnancy so you'll be familiar with the postures during your birth. Start seated on your blanket or towel. To help open the front of the hips, the knees will be a bit lower than the hips. Place the hands around the knees. Shoulders rotate away from you. Close the eyes and tune into your breath. Place the hands around your baby and feel the natural fall and rise of your belly as you breathe. With your next inhale, deepen this breath. As you inhale, fill through your belly, open the ribs, and lift the chest to extend your breath. As you exhale, release from the chest down to the belly. And hug your baby with your breath. Repeat that again. When you breathe deeply and slowly, it will help you to stay focused and calm during birthing. Now relax through the hands, open the eyes, and come over into a tabletop position for cat and cow or Bidhalasana. If you'd like, you can open the blanket to provide more support for the knees. Place the palms underneath the shoulders and the tops of the feet on the mat. As you inhale, bring the toes in, send the chest forward, and look up. Exhale, uncurl the toes, soften the tailbone, push away from the floor, and rock back to the heels. Continue this fluid motion with the spine. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round through the upper back. Look at your baby. And send the heels towards, or the sits bones towards the heels. Two more. Inhale, extend forward. Exhale, round back. Now this posture is great for keeping baby in the optimal position for birth. Head down, preparing to come into the pelvic canal. And then pause on hands and knees again. Take your knees out wide as your mat with big toes touching. Release down to the heels and sink your hips down. With the knees open, you'll have plenty of space for your belly. Rest on your palms, on your forearms, or on your forehead. You can also place a block or stacked fist underneath the forehead, even a thick cushion. And this posture can really help if you're feeling any back labor or pressure in the back. It helps to take the weight off baby off your lower spine. Stay here for a few breaths. Extend the hands forward. Come up onto hands and knees again and readjust your hands underneath the shoulders. Readjust your knees underneath the hips. And come into hip circles. As you inhale, draw a circle with your pelvis forward towards the fingertips, and on the exhale, back to the heels. It's up to you how big you draw these circles. They can start small and get bigger, to about 5 to each side. And this movement can also be very soothing. Now it is okay to do this sequence while you're contracting, that's fine. It'll actually make it easier if you continue to move through that contraction. And now switch to the other side. Start small, and if you'd like to draw bigger circles, you can, or keep them gentle. Listen to your body. Honor your body. Do about 5 each side. Return to the midline and place your hands at the center of the mat. Take your right leg to the outside of your right hand. Now that might be a little bit tricky, but that gives you space around the belly. You can use blocks underneath your hands if you have those, but where you are is just fine. Now bending into the right knee, that knee should be above the ankle here. Bend forward and back. Now you don't have to come completely straight onto that. That leg doesn't have to straighten all the way. It can, but doesn't have to. What we're doing here is helping to open the pelvis. You can stay on your fingertips, you can stay on fists. And as your pelvis opens, that allows for baby to descend through the birth canal. Keep your heart lifted. And now release. Bring your right leg back into that tabletop position. Wag your tail from side to side. And now do the same thing on the left side. So we have the hands together. Step your left foot to the outside of the left hand. And you may have to wiggle it in there a little bit. Take your time. Come onto your fingertips, onto blocks, or onto your fists. Bend into the left knee, and then lean back. Remember, you don't have to extend the left leg all the way. The focus here is on opening the pelvis. And place fingertips on the floor, step back. Return to that tabletop position and move the hips from side to side once again. And coming up to standing, open your knees wide. Curl the toes under and open the knees as wide as your mat. Walk back to the knees to leave plenty of space for your belly. Come into a squat position. You can bend this blanket to the side here. Rest on your feet, heels down. Walk the hands up until your forearms are resting on the thighs. You have a flat back here. Pause for a moment. No need to rush to standing. Place the hands on the hips, elbows up, and slowly extend through the legs. It's not easy to get up and down once belly gets bigger and bigger, so take your time to do that. I'll be walking to the wall space. You'll be using the wall for this modified downward facing dog. If you don't have a wall space, you can use a door or the side of a chair or bed. Come closer to the wall and place your hands on the wall space. Walk back away and place your feet underneath the hips. Continue to walk the hands down until your biceps are by the ears. Lengthen the neck. And now extend the tailbone away from the wall. Rock from side to side, and you can open the feet even wider if that's more comfortable. Now what this modified downward dog does is relieve discomfort during a pressure wave or a contraction. And you can do this as long as you like, maybe about 30 seconds or more, or during the entire contraction. Stay for a few more breaths. Relax through the tailbone. And Slowly walk forward, press into the palms, come closer to the wall, and walk the hands up. Now return to your mat space. Coming back to center. Now placing the feet about the width of the mat, soften the knees. This was my favorite posture. I love this posture because it gave me so much relief whenever I felt a contraction. And it's not really a posture, it's movement, but hip circles. Soften in the knees, hands on the hips, and you can relax the hands to the side too. Bring your hips forward to side and back. And it's really important to soften in the knees so that you can isolate in the hips. Now what this does is it helps to, again, drop baby down the birth canal, which relieves that pressure that you're feeling during a contraction. This was my go-to. I did this a lot. And it really just took that deep sensation away, and it felt so much more comfortable. So I highly recommend this one. Doing about 5 circles to the right, 5 circles to the left, and you can do it as long as you like, the entire time that you're contracting. We're balancing both ways, so we did the right, now we're doing the left. Keep the isolation in the hips. And pause. Bring the feet underneath the hips again. Stand for just a moment. Feel your spine. And become a little taller. Now when your spine is in alignment, that also does help with the birthing process because it helps baby to shift into that the easiest position for birthing. So that means knees are soft, tailbone is soft, so there is still a natural curve here. Ribs are over the hips, shoulders open, chest open, crown of the head lifted. Coming back down to the mat now, feet wide. Inhale the hands up overhead. Exhale, fold down through the center. Place the forearms on the thighs again. And slowly coming back down to the floor. Fingertips on the mat or on the floor, one knee down at a time. Come into tabletop position. Knees open, big toes touch. Sit back into the heels and relax in your child's pose. Remember, you can stay on the palms, the forearms, or down to the forehead. Extend the arms once again. Walk them back to the knees, sitting on the heels. Bringing the knees close together. Sit on your blanket or folded towel. And return to Sukhasana, or easy seated pose. You can also bring the bottoms of the feet together if that's more comfortable. Place the hands around the knees. Deepen your breath. And hold your baby, hold your belly. Expand in your breath again. Inhale from the base of the spine to the throat, and exhale from the throat all the way down to the base of the spine. Repeat. Last one. Now place the hands at the heart. I thank you for joining me today and allowing me to guide you. May this sequence help you and assist you during your childbirth. Namaste.